This is going to be the difficult part. You got to bear with me, though. So, Spirit, correct me if I'm wrong. Did you meet Chip when you were underage? Did that actually happen?
Yes.
Today we're discussing a creeper named Axel's Critters on VRChat, aka DarkChocoChips. Now this individual is most certainly a disgusting person, because they had not one sexually charged conversation with one cupcake, but two different sexually charged conversations, and possibly even more if I really had to guess. DarkChocoChips, or Axel Critters as they're now called on VRChat due to the allegations, would have been 19, which is exactly 3 years older than the ticket creator and the other victim. Now, DarkChocoChips could have very easily controlled himself, but chose to do the entire opposite.
Drop the heart of a whale. Why'd you do it?
Surrounding it.
He had been previously reported for instances of grooming the victim named Spirit for a while, and he just proceeded to go through with pretty much everything anyways, didn't care whatsoever.
Leaving.
Goodbye.
Oh, I'm so piping your friend.
And as a result, DarkChocoChip, or Chip, had dated Spirit while maintaining a very concerning age gap of 4 years. Chip being 19 at the time, and Spirit being This age gap is illegal and it's unacceptable. It's obviously below the age of consent, and I do not appreciate it. In fact, I find this to be rather disgusting. And unfortunately, the even more heartbreaking news is that Spirit still hangs around Chip to this day. As stated, Spirit is a victim to this day. 4 years later, due to Spirit being a victim, I want everyone to remain open-minded to this fact during the confrontation with Chip and Spirit later on. Indeed, my heart goes out to Spirit in this instance, as I'm sure you've already been taken advantage of at least 1,000 times with this vile Chip person around you. They are both victims, both children at this point, and as you can see, the ticket creator goes on to state that Chip had, quote, done things in front of them as well. That right there is enough to convince me that this person, this Chip person, is a disgusting, vile monster that deserves to be locked up. And as you can see, the ticket creator is very upset, and again tells us that things has been done to them and others. And, you know, on that note, it's more than enough to me to convince me that this person is a disgusting, child-loving monster. Spirit's response was simply, why didn't you bring this up sooner? And they made excuses for Chip and attempted to justify Chip, which they also tried to do later again in the confrontation. And Chip is an adult, let me remind you, feeling uncomfortable apparently because the cupcake victim, the ticket creator, was making sexual jokes towards him. And if he's uncomfortable, he should say something. He's the adult. He should stand up for himself. He has that ability. And that's the end of that. Literally, that's it. Full sentence, stop. In that situation, Chip has full control. I don't understand how you could continue to let someone make you uncomfortable. Just stand up for yourself. That's all I'm going to say. And then there are photos of the ticket creator's interaction with Spirit and Chip, who seemingly has his furry hot dog out in the open for the two cupcakes to see, and even to my knowledge, did things with Spirit while they were younger.
What can I say? I love my Chippy's feet. The beans.
What the fuck?
Where Chip asks if the cupcake ticket creator wants a chicken on their avatar's torso, and talks about weird and NSFW nasty things with this victim. It's just overall very disgusting, and I don't appreciate this one bit. And in this following photo, Chip sends a screenshot of an NSFW image render of himself lying on a bed with his Heinz ketchup radioactive wiener out to this ticket creator victim who is underage. I find this disgusting, and honestly, Chip, you need some serious help, and I mean it. I stand on business when I say this. Get some help, dude. In this next screenshot of a Twitter post, we see that Spirit went to meet Chip a week after turning a legal adult. And at this yearly camping event that they would all attend, there was another adult who knew Spirit way before he was 18. And honestly, Chip also knew and had done things with Spirit way before they were 18. This behavior, it's not weird. This is just straight up grooming. They've quite literally groomed Spirit, and Chip is a disgusting human being for bringing Spirit to this camping experience. Chip knew people would do this deed on the camping trip, and still invited Spirit to come, knowing the individual who liked Spirit when they were underage would be there. This adult claims that Spirit had come onto them, which doesn't make sense as Spirit was an underdeveloped child at that time, and it just sounds like disgusting malarkey to me, because that person was an adult. As you can see in this screenshot, Chip also acknowledges the dates and the fact that people will be doing these deeds in his tents. It even states that the weird acts will happen and take place in his aunt's tent, whatever the hell that means. I'm disgusted, by the way. And in this next screenshot, we see Spirit admitting to dealing with another disgusting person trying to screw them the entire time, which is disgusting, again. And this is the adult in question that we had previously talked about. And also they tried to previously get with Spirit while they were underage. Disgusting, horrible, and I can't believe Chip allowed this to happen on his camping trip. I'm also informed by the ticket creator victim that last year there was a trip to the back of a Spencer's where several individuals who were all 3 to 4 years older than Spirit, and Spirit was an underage individual at that time, and even purchased an explicit toy there at Spencer's. These individuals who are allowing this to happen are disgusting, and I hope another one of these trips never happen again after this confrontation and exposed video. Chip, this is your responsibility, and this is on you. I also just quickly want to say that Chocolate Chips, or Chip, went out of his way directly to hide from me when I had confronted him on Discord. Literally, he hid his TikTok, hid his Twitter posts. He purposely would avoid any date I gave him at first when I started to try to meet up with him and set up dates to meet up with him and talk. And time again, he would just blow me off, avoid me, and altogether hide a bunch of his stuff. And when I asked him about it, he said it was just to make him feel more secure. Putting the evidence aside gathered by the ticket creator victim, let's go ahead and hear it directly from that ticket creator victim now.
We also have matching profiles, by the way, if you didn't know. Spirit has his picture, Chip has his picture, and they have like the 2 characters on the banner.
Oh.
Yeah, so he's like, he always has like single in his bio. I don't know if it's true. I'm not gonna say that he's dating him, but like the way he says it is just kind of weird. And like here he's like, why was it not brought up beforehand? Because, you know, I was a minor.
Right, so you met him through a mutual friend, as you said, and
that mutual friend is 20. They're a year younger than him.
Okay. And so, talking about DarkChocoChips, they're
21.
Axel Critters on VR Chat as well.
Axel Critters.
Yeah. So they changed their name probably directly after all of the like quote allegations.
So when I started putting up this sticker, I had to remake it multiple times because he changed his profile picture. I can actually show you. Right here, I go to my. You kind of get my point, though. I made like multiple renditions of the poster, and then he kind of came out and was like, you know, changing his name and then lying about me and shit like that.
Well, I'm sure he still does to this day. He probably does still lie about you constantly. Bro's like, oh, spreading rumors about me. They're not true. It's like,
Well, do you know what he said to me? So I've told you before that we've been speaking over our edited messages, right?
Oh, yeah?
Like this kind of stuff. So like I cut him off way long ago, like 1/9/2024. And then he was like talking to me through this, like, can you leave me alone? I haven't talked about you in months. Like that. And like you kind of see like, leave my friends out of this. And like down here. And like, mind you, I'm not even saying anything in reply yet. He's just like constantly editing this. He's like,
that's weird.
Right here, just being like really weird. He's like
multiple
screaming.
people have been there for everything. Claim you're literally just trying to get back at me. Bro,
Yeah,
you literally were hanging out with a year-old, and not once, twice. What are you talking about? This guy's insane.
And then he's like, you wouldn't know how I act. Please just fucking leave me alone, dude. You're contradictory as crazy, bro.
What?
You used the wrong "you're."
You are contradictory.
He's like, this shit continues. I swear to God. Please just leave me alone. Respect it when I've done nothing but respect the fact that you wanted to be left alone.
You know what's crazy is several times he's referred to it as drama. So he's referring to him literally grooming people as drama. That's all you need to know. Like,
I wouldn't call it grooming of me because I don't think he ever had any intention of a relationship.
No,
with me
not so much like
anything,
you, but like Spirit, 100%. Because the week, like also, literally, you told me that
he hung around with this person, right?
Yeah.
right now.
Oh
okay?
my goodness. No.
So 2 years ago, when I met them, when they were hanging out, that means Chip was 19 and they were and they were hanging out. Mind you, Layla is a very hypersexual person.
Yeah.
Like very bad. Like they were 14 and Chip was 19 and they were still talking.
Yeah.
And he knew that Layla was super like sexual and stuff.
It's gross. Really gross. And also, you were telling me, like, the week after Spirit had become 18, that whole camping thing went down. Or a month after, yeah. Still, that's crazy.
He knew it was upcoming, and instead of, doing things properly, he chose to invite people over.
Yeah.
And he knew people were going to have sex. And he was like, yeah, there's going to be an orgy or something, like, just like,
Yeah, and there was literally
joking
even
about
someone
it.
that had spoken to Spirit when they were under the legal age that had already spoken to him in like
So-
a dating way or something like that.
Yeah, it was this other guy. I'm not going to mention his name and like here I'm like talking about like how, I'm not involved in this situation. You send me screenshots of my DMs to someone else when I've said, don't, he's like telling me to grow up and stuff. And I'm like, bro, I'm not accusing you. I'm not talking
No,
to you.
you're the
I'm
one
not-
that's grown up. He's still
Yeah.
stuck with Chip. So,
And like here, I'm telling him like, fuck off. It's not my issue. I don't care.
yeah.
Damage control your friends. I am not your friend. This is not my situation.
Hmm.
Or sorry, he's been an adult for half a year.
Yeah.
So the majority of that time was spent when he was,
Under the age, yeah. It's very kind of just yucky that he's been around Spirit for so long, and I'm kind of concerned for Spirit's mental health as well, to just be able to sit here and like endure all of it for so long and they've convinced themselves that it's fine, and it's not fine. I don't get it. I really don't understand. Is there anything you want to say specifically to Chip? I'll obviously put that in the video as well. Like, is there anything in particular you want to say? Or
do better. Do better.
So, if we had to guess, how many years do you think Spirit and Chip have known each other now? At this point.
4.
Here we go. I'm sick. It's time to infiltrate. Time to talk to some disgusting predators. Spirit is here. Spirit Wolf is here. So we'll see what Spirit has to say. Here we go. If I sound
you're good.
bad,
You're all good, man.
that's my bad.
Yeah, of course.
So, I'm assuming you're both probably familiar with what I'm gonna say about some concerning things, probably specifically about Axel. I don't really, there's nothing really about Spirit as far as I'm aware. You definitely are very patient, and again, sorry I've been so pushy the last couple of days.
No, you're fine. I understand the severity of what you're trying to ask of me, so I understand. And again, I don't have anything to hide, so
Yeah.
I'm not too worried.
Yeah, other than your TikToks, apparently. Alrighty, so I guess I'll go ahead and I'll ask you, how long have you guys known each other? Just like straight up.
About, I think it's coming on 4 years. Roughly.
Yeah,
4 years. Okay.
I believe
checks out.
it was
Yep.
like November 2021.
Gotcha.
Yes.
This is going to be the difficult part. You got to bear with me, though. So, Spirit, correct me if I'm wrong. Did
You're
you
all good.
meet Chip when you were underage? Did that actually happen?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I was in my the time that we met on VR. And
That's
that
the
is when we
solid
became
case right
friends.
there.
Roughly, 3-4 years ago.
Okay. Gotcha. So you've known each other for 4 years, and you met when you were underage. I get that.
Because I was new to VR at the time, very new. So I was not used to talking
Yeah,
to
I
people.
was as well.
And I think I know the corner, or Chip in the corner, also being nervous. And so that's how we kind of just like decided to talk. And that's how we became friends, yeah.
Okay, I gotcha. So, like I said, you guys have known each other for quite a while, and you guys are good friends. Yeah, maybe. Are you just friends?
Yes,
And
basically
Yeah,
best friends.
I would say
Best friends.
yeah.
Like we are the closest friends. Like
okay,
Yeah.
not like off-on relationship kind of thing, just like friends.
no,
Nope.
Okay.
best friends for like this entire time, and it has not been off
Okay.
or on.
How is Spirit younger but has a way deeper voice than Axel or Chip, I guess. Okay. Gotcha. Okay, so I guess what we're here to really talk about is about, what do I call you? Do I call you Chip, Axels?
You can call me Chip, I don't mind.
Okay. We're kind of here to talk about the important details about Chip, potentially being a word that I can't say. I don't like saying that word. But,
Fair enough.
Yeah.
but all right, first things first, I understand that there may have been like some hypersexual activities going on maybe when some of you were younger and Chip was around. Is that true?
There was nothing sexual between Chip and I,
Okay.
or any hypersexuality coming from Chip or me.
Okay.
The hypersexuality was purely from as
Sure.
she stated
Uh-huh.
in her document that I'm sure you read. She did struggle with that back in the past, and that was a problem at the time. Yes.
Okay. So, did anything ever happen with that by any chance, or like between anybody?
I'm confused.
So her hypersexuality did lead to bad situations, yes, for lots of people. She was very
Victim blaming.
aggressive with it, almost 24/7, asking. One thing that happened is she would constantly ask Chip for NSFW renders, NSFW assets on avatars.
Gotcha.
I can remember multiple times. I may be able to find DMs about it, but I am not certain. It was so long ago, I'd have to scroll through. So many times, Chip shutting her down and telling her no, because everyone was very uncomfortable by it. We didn't like it.
Yeah, I would like to add on to what he was saying is there were multiple occasions where people in the friend group would come to me, or I think on some occasions Spirit, and explain that they were uncomfortable with some of the certain things that Lou was doing. Like,
They even
I
sound
remember
like a
one
predator.
specific
Like,
instance where
they even sound predatory.
she had full body at the time. She was putting her feet in another person's face, and they very clearly, obviously asked her to stop, and she did.
Victim blaming, shifting the blame onto somebody else.
She was giggling like it
She
was
was a minor
funny.
at the time.
I
That explains that part, but what I want to know is not focusing on their hypersexuality simply because I'm not overlooking it and it seems like they did make folks uncomfortable and that's not okay, but it definitely, they did this while they were under the age, so it's not nearly as important to me at the moment, but considering that there might have been something else going on, that's kind of what I want to focus on. And so speaking about the renders thing you were talking about a few moments ago earlier, what was that render that was sent to them on your end with the glowing? I'm assuming.
So, as Spirit has explained beforehand, has a history of pestering and harassing people about certain things. That render was made by another friend of mine. I did not personally make that. They were just wanting to test out a couple things with like posing, and they were learning at the time. And they ended up making me that render.
Yeah, but why did you save it to? Why did you send it
in VR
to a child?
And Luma just so happened to be there. I don't believe there was any details of what kind of render it was spoken about.
There was not.
But I believe she was very persistent on getting to understand what kind of render it was, and I believe that friend
Why
of
didn't she
mine
blur
did
it?
say it's an NSFW render. I don't want to share that with you. And she did, I believe they shut her down, and then in result, she came to me, since it is my character in that render. She would pester me about it, and ask me about it. And there have been multiple other occasions where I have, like, shut her down, but in the document, you are only seeing the 1 or 2 instances where I got annoyed enough with her where I did end up giving in, which, yeah.
But wait, Chip, why though? You gotta tell me why. Why did you send it? Like, even if she was being annoying, you should have stood on business.
Never mind. You speak first.
We were close friends at the time, and I didn't think much of it.
But you can see how that looks really bad. Like you see what I'm.
Yeah.
It was a mistake.
It was a mistake. I honestly didn't think much of it at the time. My intention was not anything weird. I did just send her the render to kind of just get her to shut up and stop pestering me. So
yeah, sounds like a
that
lie,
was not
but
my intention.
You admitted to it right now. You admitted to sending it.
Be weird or involve her with anything. So
I definitely. A lot of the screenshots you see in that doc, you can even take a look at it yourself. It's very concerning. Like, you guys like both agree on that. Like, it's like it's specifically made to demonstrate that something has happened. That render being just one of the things that really was like, oh, this can't be good at all. So I have to take a look at this. And
yes, so
yeah, so I do want to point out.
Okay, go ahead.
So in the document, there was more pictures rather than just the render being sent. There was pictures in that one VR chat world that had, various sex toys, blah, 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 all that stuff. That picture, I was there. I do recall this instance. I was there with Luma and a few other friends. To my memory, during that instance, Chip was not there. You do see an avatar that belongs to Chip, but Chip, this was made a public avatar, and Chip had given it out to multiple people. Multiple people owned this avatar at the time and used it frequently, especially one of my close friends at the time very frequently used that avatar because he enjoyed it, and he was there with us. Chip had been in that world before with us.
This just sounds like a twisted
not
story.
in any of those pictures, but was the one that dragged us there to that world. Due to the hypersexuality, she wanted to bring us there, wanted to check it out, and she did drag Chip there once without Chip knowing what it was, and Chip
Spirit again. Chip
left.
Why didn't you stand on business and like not let it get that far? If you knew this was like several times, you should have stood on business and said no. Otherwise, you wouldn't have had any of these issues. You know what I'm saying?
I understand that, but you again are only seeing the couple instances where I did not stand on business. There have been multiple other instances where I did. You unfortunately are only getting to see the couple instances where I did not.
So speaking about an avatar, there was something else about an avatar with a mind my language, a wiener out, and that it was like a sparkly kind of looking thing. You probably both know what I'm talking about. You probably have seen it dozens of times. What's the context behind that image? What's going on there? Could you tell me? Obviously, there's point of view, and then I just want to hear what you guys have to say about it.
I believe you were speaking about the image with my my one recount avatar. I honestly am not entirely sure why that happened. I believe I did go off into a different part of an instance, because I believe it was in The
You believe, I believe, I believe.
It's that one arcade world by somebody. But
Yeah,
I went off
listen,
into a different part of the instance, where I was separate from everybody else. I was talking to a commissioner, I believe,
Yeah.
about assets and adding assets onto an avatar. But I was separate from the group. Everybody was on the other side of the world. And I believe
It's a
that
third
I
believe
turned
right
around
there.
and Luma was there, and I went to like turn it off, and you can see that's kind of I hate to like say it like this, but you can see kind of why it's only sticking out a little bit as I went to like turn it off because
Okay.
you know I didn't realize she was there because I was turned around.
Okay. Well, that's
Luma,
really weird because in her personal screenshots, since I spoke to her yesterday, she had probably about 20 different screenshots of it, and that would be, if it happened so quickly that you were able to get it off and on. I'm confused as to how she got so many screenshots, but maybe she just has the avatar. That's my theory, but
she did have the avatar at one
That
point.
avatar
actually.
was definitely public at
that's
the
not
time.
my theory. I was just
So,
making that
Lots
up.
of
I did
Chip's
not have my-
avatars were made public.
Gotcha.
And
Yes, 'cause
frequently
I-
used by Luma. I remember that very specifically. Luma was very obsessed with wearing Chip's avatar, and it was honestly weird.
Okay.
And
Bro,
yeah,
just
so
fed them that lie, and they took
she
it.
did own. I cannot confirm what those
Yeah.
screenshots. I don't know what they look like. I can't say anything
Yeah.
about them because I don't know. But
I'll just tell
I
you,
do know.
sparkly hot dog. That's all you gotta know. That's all you.
I know the avatar. I just don't know
Yeah.
the screenshots. You know, I know exactly. It's the free count model. I know that Luma had it. I know that she used it a lot, and that's what I know.
I have two different versions of that avatar. I have the Safer Work and I have the NSFW. Both of them were public at one time. I only gave certain people that NSFW version of Avatar. That Avatar was not in any of my Avatar worlds, or it was not like posted up on like commissions or anything. It was not. It was kept between close friends who were adults. I am not entirely sure how she would hypothetically get that avatar. But I know for a fact she did wear the Safer Work avatar multiple
Gotcha.
times, and
Okay.
most of my adult
The Safer
Avatar
Work one
friends
wouldn't have
did
a
have the
PP on it, though.
NSFW version. So
Oh,
I'm not
okay.
entirely sure how she got that avatar, if
Gotcha.
hypothetically she does.
It's
If it had happened in a short amount of time, how was she able to take 15
still
photos?
a possible thing. Like
Yeah.
she was very known for taking pictures of anything.
Making
taking,
excuses.
and you know she was a very lewd person, so she would really try to get anything lewd on camera.
Alright, so, Chip, be brutally honest with me here, y'all. Did you at some point have something going at all? Like, at any time point?
Yes.
With I'm particularly confused as to what you mean by that.
Like,
As in,
a relationship kind of thing, or anything close?
Oh, yes, we dated for about 4 or 5 months at the time, but I will say, however, during the entire time, there was never any sexual desire, intentions, or any
No sexual
you know,
desires or
intention
intentions.
of going further after he
Okay.
turned 18. I
do want to give my
I'll let
side
you talk.
of that relationship because I was the mother in that relationship.
Yeah.
Yes, that relationship is known as a mistake. It was what we call a title relationship because there was nothing sexual. There was really not much to the relationship. It was basically just us as best friends, but with the label of we're dating. Because
Yes, pretty much.
we kind of confused a really close. We were both young at the time. You know, and younger at least, and we confused a really close friendship
Chip
as
was
something
still an
more.
adult.
Doesn't excuse it. It was a mistake. I am aware of that. Chip is very aware of that.
I am very aware of that.
There was nothing sexual. Chip never asked me of anything.
Okay.
Chip never did anything. The only thing that and there was nothing physical. I want to say this was all online in VR.
Okay.
We never met in person while dating. So the most we would do is cuddle in VR. Like that was literally it. And so all VR things doesn't necessarily make it right, but you
Yeah.
understand the situation a little more. And I want to say, during the entire relationship, when it came to almost anything, Chip was very, very big on making sure I was comfortable and consenting. And there was never asked me for anything sexual, not once. We never talked about anything sexual, literally nothing. And we still haven't to this day. Like Chip said, the relationship lasted 4 to 5 months. It wasn't long because we shortly after a while realized this is wrong, and we got out of that relationship. And we have since learned from our mistakes. We know it was wrong, and we have grown as people. I think it's only fair to say that we have done the same thing. Yes, it is slightly different because our relationship was definitely very wrong. But we now realize that, and that's why we ended it. Didn't do anything, and we have grown as people. We have matured.
So, answer me this then on that part. Do either of you see anything, like, tell me, what's your opinion on the whole thing? Do you think it was, like, at all classified as predatory by any means? Like, what do you think about it?
No.
Me, because I was the one that, I will say that it was mostly Spirit that initiated everything. He was the one that asked me out. I should have said no.
Yeah, okay.
But at the time, I did not understand how bad that was. I learned from my mistakes, and I understand how bad that was.
You're
but
still speaking to
I
the
will
victim.
state,
You're still
while we
friends
were
with another
dating,
as
I
well.
did not have any intention of going further because
Yeah.
at the time I believed I was asexual because I did not find
Oh,
sexual
he was
attraction
asexual.
in things.
Oh, so you didn't like the...
did not even find interest in doing NSFW renders or
Sexual.
The other screenshot then, what was that about? Where I think it was you in an avatar because it's green. I'm just gonna assume that it's you. I don't actually know for sure. And then obviously the red one probably was you, and in front of Spirit.
That's the thing I covered earlier.
Oh, okay.
Sorry to butt in, but that was the picture I was talking about. That was not Chip. That was the avatar that was passed around. Another one of his avatars. Because like I said,
yes,
not Chip.
Almost every avatar that he made was kind of passed around between our friend group.
Do you know who that
because
was?
he was at the time.
Yeah, it was another. It was. He explained earlier that it was one of his close friends. I don't know if you remember that. He said it was one of his close friends.
Let me lay it out how I see it and how a lot of other people are going to see it, right? So, Chip is an adult. That's very clear to me. Spirit, you were under the age. What was... I don't freaking know. Was also under the age.
Yeah.
And even if, was hypersexual, and even if maybe you did have something going on at some point, that's still kind of not out of the ballpark of not being Chip's responsibility. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, even if, people aren't going to see it that way, right? Do you both get that? You know what I'm saying?
Yes. We have both, of course, had conversations about this, and we are both fully aware that mistakes were made. These were not right.
Okay.
They should not have taken place, and this is years ago. We have learned from that. Nothing recent has happened.
Okay.
Yes.
Because of that reason, we have grown as people.
Medals, but yeah.
Well, that's just that's. I'm an adult now, and that's just jokes. I do that with every single friend. Like I do that in real life with my friend.
I don't have the medals, but there's some other weird things in there, like love and femboys. Yeah, I got you.
So yeah, we understand our mistake.
Mid conversation, by the way. This guy's a predator. Like, there's no way
We have
around
talked
it.
about it a lot. This was something that was in the past that we have learned from, that we have grown
Okay.
as people.
But
we
has
have both
Chip
matured a lot.
grown from this? Trip, have you grown from this?
Yes.
I need to know.
I believe I have, yes.
Okay. Are you sorry
I'm
for
going to be
anything that happened
completely
in the
honest with
past?
you.
Like, just hear me out. Like, towards anyone. Are you like?
I will say that
Yeah.
it has had me blocked on almost everything. So, given the chance, she claims that she wants an apology from me, which I believe, in her own words, I believe Spirit can pull up DMs where
Yeah.
she says that she only wants an apology from me. So given the chance that if hypothetically I were to reach out for an apology,
Mhm.
she has me blocked on everything. I cannot
Okay.
reach out to her on anything. But aside from the fact, I have apologized to Spirit multiple times about
Multiple.
what occurred.
You can apologize
regardless
all you want.
of
They were still
whether or not there
can't
was
consent.
no sexual intention or anything that actually happened. I still feel bad for what happened. I've apologized to him multiple times. I have made sure that I've asked him repeatedly throughout the years, and even after he is now a consenting adult, there has never been anything like I've asked him multiple
Okay.
times, have I ever made you uncomfortable while that happened or the years after leading up to where you turned 18? And I will let him answer that.
Yeah, I can vouch that that is true. Chip has constantly apologized to me multiple times,
Okay.
almost to the point where it's annoying.
So I guess one of my other questions that I have would be this one's you probably expected hearing. What about the camping trip thing? You guys want to explain that a little bit?
Yeah, I do want to explain the camping trip because in Luma's document she talks a lot about me, about the camping trip. So the camping trip, there was our first. Which one are you specifically referring to?
The one in
there
the,
was two.
in the document specifically.
Okay. I believe, if I'm correct, there's two different camping trips that she's talking about in that document. The first one dating August of 2022. Spirit ended up flying out to my house, and that camping trip was accompanied by my biological brother who lives in the house. He's 10 feet from me the other direction.
Yes.
And my other IRL friend
Okay.
also accompanied me there. So realistically, if anything were to happen, we were accompanied by an adult. We were in my house. My parents were here at the time. So it was adult supervised by, my parents.
Yeah.
And when we were camping, my brother and this other IRL friend were there.
Okay.
So realistically,
Yeah.
nothing could have actually happened.
Yeah, it was purely a friend hangout. Go meet up with your online friends, go have fun. And so I paid for everything. It was all my grandparents, my legal guardians were very aware that I was going, sent me on my way. They also talked with Chip's parents,
Okay.
Yes.
and I got to meet Chip's
Did they explain the age gap
and
between
they
the
were
two
there
of you?
during the
Did
time
they
that
talk
we were at
about
the
that?
house until we went out to the actual campground, where there was lots of other park staff too.
Okay.
It was.
Quick question for you.
We were
then.
never alone.
Were these camping events separate events? Because from what I had seen in the document, there was mention
two,
about
yes.
sexual
two
activities
different. There was
being
one that
done at
happened
one, or jokingly, or something like that.
So the second camping trip, I want to explain that one too. This one was with a lot more friends. This was I think
It was with
a total of 14 people.
including that same friend from the last camping trip and my biological brother.
Yeah, same people. We just added more friends that we've met over the years to kind of have a big get together, have fun.
Okay.
And so once again, I paid for my own plane ticket again. I was also a consenting adult at this time during this.
Yes. And
I was 18.
This
I heard
camping
that there
trip.
was an adult of some sorts coming and putting themselves onto you, maybe in an inappropriate way that you had known previously.
Another adult, but I am a adult,
yeah.
so
gave me like 5 things to ask you, and I want to like repeat that back because she was very adamant about hearing your thoughts about this stuff. So let me go ahead and bring that to you real quick. The first one is, why can't you just admit that it happened? That's just straight up the first question that she presented. I'm assuming she just means overall, why can't you admit that this stuff has happened? It seemed like you did here for the most part, but maybe...
Yes. I believe I think the last time I read the document, there's a screenshot of me speaking to a close friend, talking about how this is false lies, where,
false lies.
at the time,
I hear that so many
I
times.
was explaining to friends who had come to me about the document, being like, hey, what's going on? I was explaining it as out of context lies because, in my opinion, that is just with the context that I am giving you, I believe that it was just, most of that stuff is out of context with the context that we're giving you. It's just easier to understand the situation.
So her next question was, why do you lie instead of taking accountability? Do you have an answer for that at all?
I will say Liz is not particularly the most credible person ever.
Yeah.
Because as you've seen the Vor thing, that metal clip, I don't know if you've seen that metal clip or not, but in the clip I do ask, why are you so horny? Which, yes, that metal clip is there, but just watching that metal clip, it seems very bad and out of context from like anybody else's point of view. As Spirit has said multiple times, was a very hypersexual person and would continue to push her like thoughts about certain things that she enjoyed onto other people. And I would say that she isn't particularly the most credible source because she like personally was like in the document she says that she's a loser.
It's not so much about being a credible source as it is just hearing people out in case, I mean, not even in case, it's just because, they, even you would admit that in some cases they are a victim because you did kind of say so yourself earlier and by some means, in terms of like what was shown in front of them, in terms of like the image and stuff like that, at least that shouldn't have happened. You both can agree on that? Yeah.
That I will say that was not intentional. That was not my like intention behind.
But you
any
did
of
send
this
it to
that has
send it
happened.
to a child.
I don't know if it really matters that much, but I am
It
gay.
does?
I do not like women.
Okay.
Hold on 1 second. Somebody's at my door.
There was one other thing that I had been told was about a Spencer's, right? And I'm assuming that you probably know of what I'm talking about.
Yes, yeah. I will talk about that one. So that was during the first camping trip. I want to make that clear. That was when it was just us four, me, Chip,
August of 2022.
Yeah, biological brother and other friend.
Yep. When you were,
and so we had gone to the mall. And we were just walking around the mall. I am personally from a very small like country town.
Yeah.
We don't really have big malls. We don't even have Spencer's here. So it was my first time seeing a Spencer's. I knew what it was. I knew what was in there. Like I said, I want to point out that I was the one that walked into the Spencer's. I saw it and I said, I'm going
but Chip
in there.
took you there. It was Chip's trip.
I said, you guys don't have to follow me in, but I'm going to go check it out. Like, this is my first time in a big mall, a new store, I could check it out. And I was aware that I wanted to buy a sex toy. I was aware of that. That was in my head. Chip never was there, part of that, never said anything about it. I walked in there, grabbed what I wanted.
Chip didn't say anything about it. That's exactly the problem.
Away, like, yes, he was in the area, but he was away doing his own thing.
Yeah.
I used my money, and I bought the toy. It was just it was just me going to the store and buying what I wanted to buy. There is nothing wrong with that. Chip being
Other
an
than the fact
adult
that
and
an
me
adult had
being a
taken
minor at
you.
the time has nothing to do with it because
Yeah.
the cashier
Free will,
that
yeah.
sold it to
Yeah.
me was an adult. So, yeah,
So I guess they
I
didn't
don't know
ID
why
check
that
him either.
point was
That's
brought
crazy.
up.
That's exactly the problem, though, in my eyes, is that Chip wasn't paying attention. Well, everybody, I hope you have enjoyed this video, and I hope this video will bring some closure to both of the victims that were involved. And I'm sorry you both had to endure Chip's reign of terror for so long. I don't think Chip has any intention of stopping anytime soon, or had any intention of genuinely meeting me and being honest. And also, I apologize for the delay on the videos. I have literally been deathly sick the last couple of days and hope to recover faster and to continue doing this work. Until then, stay safe everybody, I'll miss you all and take care of yourselves, alright? Bye-bye!